It's National Album Day and this year's theme is debut albums. An impactful first LP by a band is a rare feat, and in my collection these are some of my favourites. Bat Out of Hell was one of the first albums I remember hearing. Ocean Size's FLRS, Manson's Attack of the Grey Lantern and My Vitriol's Fine Lines all left lasting impacts on my life and its direction. Oasis and Definitely Maybe made me want to pick up a guitar and bash out my frustrations as a teen. And of course Jeff Buckley's Grace remains a near indescribable mix of the truth of human experience. Musically complex yet sounding so simple and effortless, designed to be felt and interpreted by the listener, not explained. But I want to focus on the album that set my 20s alight, Bloc Party's Silent Alarm. This highly energetic live band had already taken London's live scene by storm before this was released, and expectations were high for its debut. But many, myself included, were not expecting the sonic diversity in this 59 minutes to be bigger and bolder than what we already knew from the clubs. Needle dropped, the first sound was of Russell Lissak's guitar sounding not musical, but instead like the sound of the modern metropolis. At first whirring like a helicopter or a jackhammer firing away on roadworks. Then a sliding scowl, giving a Doppler-esque sound of sirens of the emergency services so commonly heard whirring around in the background of everyday life. It set the scene to say this record was about us, here and now. But more to me, my pupils enlarged and my ears focused in, having to think again about what an instrument was and what it could do. Whilst diverse in genre, this record's production by Paul Epworth is heavy in its rhythm section. Yes, this makes you want to dance and move, but whilst often set at around 170 BPM with driving bass, it was as unrelenting as blagging your way through life and the constant drive of having to define who you are in this new world ahead of you. Just as the first track hits the groove at the end, you barely get a breath before it starts up again. Sonically, you knew this album was a game changer. Lyrics of a record always hit me much later, but I listened for the first time in ages this morning, and I realised how relevant it still is to me today in my life and our current political climate. There's the roots of our mental health crisis and our acceptance in discussing it openly. Modern romance run into new rules as we found ourselves with mobile phones and MSN live chat.
Don't get offended, seem absent-minded, keep telling me facts and keep making me smile. And don't get offended if I seem absent-minded.
And quite literally, the price of gas that kept on, without question, rising. In a slow, groove-rich track that sounds as if it should have been the special's ghost town moment for our generation.
The price of gas keeps on rising, nothing comes for free.
With nearly 20 years to look back on since this was released, you realise the trials of youth and politics surrounding us rarely change as much as we think they do. It's hard to keep this brief. I love this record. Not just because I was there before and during the band's rise, but because of what it did to change my perception of what a record can be and what it can achieve. If the art you make and enjoy doesn't challenge and take you to waters that are veering on the unsafe, then in my eyes it's just not worthy of your time.